So today I want to talk about, is it possible to make language learning as addictive as heroin? And I think when we talk about drugs, there are two sides to addiction. The first side is that people who are addicted to drugs are looking for an altered state. Usually the state is an elevated state, it's a pleasurable state. But the other side to addiction that people often aren't aware of is that for the duration of being high or using the drug, you are avoiding all the pain and trauma in your life. For that brief amount of time, you don't have to think about any of the issues or problems or trauma that you have in your life. And that can be very addictive because if through drugs is the only way that you can access that state of being carefree, worry-free, problem-free, then yeah, you're definitely going to go for that drug and it's going to be very addictive. So I know many of you probably have never done heroin and you're probably not addicted to heroin. However, we do similar things in our own lives. For example, you might use TikTok, or you might watch television shows or play video games. You might even watch YouTube in a similar way. You are numbing yourself so that you don't have to deal with some of the negative things in your life. You may have problems, you may have trauma that you're not even aware of. So the key here is, can you figure out a way in your life to live so that you don't have to do these numbing activities of doom scrolling, of endlessly watching videos for hours and hours. Now remember, I'm not saying that you can't watch YouTube or you can't or shouldn't watch TikTok. You can definitely do these things. I think it's only problematic when it begins to affect the rest of your life, and it does so in a negative way. Now, there are no fast, easy answers to dealing with the negative aspects of your life or the trauma that you have. For example, you may work at a toxic job, or you may have a toxic partner in a relationship. However, you may not be able to get out of that situation just yet. For example, maybe you have a really expensive mortgage on your house that you have to make the payment each month, so you can't just leave your job right away. Or maybe you're codependent on your partner in your toxic relationship and you're not strong enough to be able to walk away from them just yet. So you want to think about this as digging out of your jail cell with a spoon. If you can think of that image of every night at dinner, you take one spoonful of dirt out of the hidden hole in the wall of your jail cell and you put it under the plates on the tray so that the guard takes it away, not knowing what you're actually doing, which is you're slowly making your escape out of the jail cell. So let me ask you this. Would you rather have 30 minutes of truly being present or $1 million Rolex? If you chose the Rolex, you have a lot of work to do, my friend, because that state, that experience of truly being present for 30 minutes is far more valuable than any trinkets that you could get on this earth. So I think that if you're the type of person who already can meditate for, say, an hour, you may find it easier to be able to just study languages, because at that point it's just a matter of getting the right study skills. If you're able to meditate for an hour, that shows me that you at least have enough awareness in your life that you can begin to see the issues, problems, trauma, anything else that comes up, and you're in a headspace where you can begin to deal with them. So besides that, the little stimulation of language learning will be a lot compared to the stimulation of just sitting with your eyes closed for an hour. If you can sit with your eyes closed for an hour, you can pretty much do anything after that. So I think that it's possible for language learning to be as enjoyable as playing music or taking a walk in nature. Just the process of playing music or taking that beautiful walk in nature that's enough to be inherently satisfying. And I think language learning can be like that too, provided that you're able to figure out your life and remove some of the issues that you have in it, such as the problems, the trauma, anything else that you can remove from your life so that you don't get caught in endless hours of doom scrolling, for example. So I'll end this video with an example of Professor Arguez, who, if you don't know already, is a very great polyglot. Professor Arguez told me, at least, that he studies languages for 12 hours a day, sometimes more than 12 hours a day. And I think the reason why he does that is because it's so enjoyable in the moment for him of studying the languages. In fact, his mastery or expertise in languages is a byproduct of the fact that he finds language learning itself so inherently enjoyable and satisfying. And I know it's not easy to get to that stage or that state of being able to enjoy language learning and just to inherently get joy from it. But that is the state that we should aim for and that we should keep in our mind as a kind of goal to reach on, say, our roadmap in our language studies. Okay, I hope that helps you, and I hope you find joy in your language learning. Thank you so much.